What's up, everybody? Well, today I am here to bring to you another vacuum that is part of my vacuum collection. Surprise, surprise, it's another Hoover Elite. As many people probably know by now, but for those of you who are new to the channel, I am a big fan of Hoover Elites. They are just my absolute favorite vacuum. Their design is just so nostalgic for me. A lot of my friends and relatives had some incarnation of these back in the 90s, and I always try to snatch one up whenever a good-looking one comes across my path. And today, I figured I would show you this guy, which has a very interesting name for it. Here I present to you a Hoover Spirit. Another one of those elites with recycled name. The Spirit was actually originally used on Hoover's canister line back in the mid to late 80s and into the early 90s, that would later get replaced by the Spectrum/Futura line. And this is one of the many different elites that had recycled names. I know there was one called the Spectrum. There was another one, the Convertible, which that one intrigued me because the Convertible was essentially this vacuum's predecessor. But then there were a bunch of other names that I can't think of offhand right now, but Spirit is also definitely one of them. It quite intrigues me that Hoover's naming strategy back then. They just slap a name from a past Hoover cleaner and just called it a day, when in reality it's just the same thing as a Hoover Elite. But this is a very nice cleaner when I got it. I actually got this for sale locally on Facebook Marketplace, and it came in dirty condition, as all the vacuums I tend to get that are sold locally. But this had a very interesting problem when I got it. Part of the fan chamber was broken clean off, and as such, the motor wasn't securely mounted to the frame. So I had to buy a new fan chamber to rectify that problem. But now that it's fixed, here it is, ready to make its triumphant return. So let's go ahead and give a walkthrough of the machine. This is one of the lower end styles of the Elites, since it has what I like to call the wraparound hose. It's simply a hose that is mounted along the back and is ran up the top and around where the other end is connected right over here, which is definitely what makes this a lower end model. If it was any higher end, it would have had side mount attachments. But in my opinion, the models with the wraparound hose seem to be a bit more maneuverable. The side mount caddy was nice to have all your tools in one general area, but it made that side a lot less easy in terms of maneuverability than these the wraparound hose models. So here's the labeling on the front of the outer bag, Hoover Spirit, with high filtration. Interesting that they went with this instead of it saying something like, say, energy efficient. And you also do have your Hoover symbol etched into the plastic of the bag door, which is kind of an interesting touch of detail there. But anyway, let's go ahead and open this guy up. Here is your generic Type A HEPA bag that I'm running in this thing. It is very nice and large and definitely has much better filtration than the genuine paper bags do back then. And I've always liked the look of the hard bag models of Hoover Elites. I've always liked them a little bit better than the soft bag models. Well, before I knew what high filtration HEPA cloth bags were, when I was little, the hard bag models didn't spew as much dust back into the air as the soft bags did. But now that we have HEPA cloth bags with higher filtration, that pretty much solves that problem. But I still prefer the hard bag models because of that bad vibe I got for the soft bags back then. But anyway, down here is your full-size bag posture perfect handle marketing label that is still there and is almost in perfect condition with the exception of a few scuffs and scratches right up there. You also do have your stair cleaning handle right here. You can hold on to it right there to clean carpeted stairs. As we move on down here, you have 4-position carpet height adjustment, which I always like to leave it in the middle for the pile of this carpet. Right over here is your little port to attach a cleaning hose for tools. A little Hoover lettering etched right here. Your cleaning effectiveness per amp, one of Hoover's famous marketing techniques back then. There's actually no actual way to measure this by cleaning effectiveness per amp. This is just one of Hoover's marketing techniques to make the higher end models more expensive and appealing to buyers, when technically they're pretty much the same thing. The only difference you get is the kind of brush roll that you get. And it uses only 7 amps, so this thing is quite energy efficient, even in today's standards. Almost every vacuum nowadays is running either 10 or 12 amps of motor, which definitely draws more current than this. Has brushed edge cleaning on both sides. And let's go ahead and show you the underside. The brush roll in this is not original. It wasn't in too good of condition when I got it, and also on top of that it was very filthy, so I just threw in this brush roll that I actually took out of my Hoover Legacy 2. It does have the full length of bristles, but with the exception of right down here on the base plate, I wanted to see how this looked like with the 3-bar sole plate that this has. I wanted to see how one with the full length of bristles would cooperate. And this one is what Hoover did back then. They had these full length bristles before they did the cutouts on later models that wouldn't grind off bristles like this does, but this one already has bristles grind off from the Legacy 2, which had the same base plate, so it's already set up for this in a way. It has the wear marks, but I think this cleans a little bit better than the ones with the cutouts and the brush roll, and it makes a little bit better carpet lines. The bristles are pretty stiff, and they definitely do dig into the carpet really good for what it is. This brush roll, along with the direct air motor, is what definitely made these old Hoover uprights have excellent cleaning performance. So let's go ahead and flip this thing on its back to show you the model number. This is Hoover Cleaner, model U5067-930. Series B, so yeah, it's the later style one, which is just a little bit different of a motor design, but it still draws 7 amps. It's got 120 volts, 60 hertz, bag type A. The belt type is 38528-027, now known as 38528-040. It's the same size belt, but they just updated the part number, so that's what you got to look for now. They still have some listings for this old style of belt, but they will now go down to the -040 one, which is the same belt for this. And the serial for this, to decode the month and the year of manufacture, the 3rd and 4th digits decode the year, and the 1st and 2nd decode the month. So 11 of 96. So this vacuum was manufactured in November of 1996. Hoover Cleaner for the Hoover Company of North Canton, Ohio. For household use only, made in the USA. That is one thing I love about these old Hoovers, is that they're all American made. When was the last time you've ever seen something in today's day that's made in the USA without globally sourced components? But anyway, here are your attachments. These are actually not original to the machine. Actually, this didn't come with any of attachments when I got it, but these I actually got off eBay, and they happen to be tan, which would be for a higher end model. But what made me want to go to these tools is I kind of like it that the color of the tools pretty much matches the color of the cleaner. Look at this. See the match? So yeah, I thought these would blend in nice. So I kind of think they do. So anyway, here's your little extension wand right here. And here's your power cord back here, as well as your side-mounted power switch, which is connected to a plastic rod that runs down into where a main rocker switch is in the valley of the motor. But I think I've pretty much shown you all around this vacuum. Oh, here's the rating system. The cleaning effectiveness per amp number is not an amp rating. Amps do not measure dirt removal, only the amount of electricity used. Cleaning effectiveness per amp is determined by dividing the model's cleaning effectiveness by its amps. I don't see the logic behind this. My only conclusion is it's just marketing. But anyway, now let's go ahead and release the cord. Since this is a lower end model, it doesn't have the longest cord in the world. So that's kind of a shame. But let's go ahead and plug this guy in. And now we'll go ahead and turn this thing on and demo it for you. And you can hear this in all its screaming, overly loud Hoover glory. Oh, check this out. See that? It's slowly propelling itself. Runs very nice and smooth. Definitely cleans very good. And before I end the video, let's go ahead and demonstrate this thing in tool mode. So simply just pull the hose off like so. Flip up this little door. And attach the end of the hose in like so. Now, don't expect miracle suction power out of this. Since this is a direct air cleaner, it is known to produce more airflow than suction. Here it is. But it does seem to produce pretty good suction. A lot of people have reported that the plastic hoses, whether it be the side mount or the wraparound, tend to produce a little bit more suction. And in my opinion, the wraparound hose models produce the best. This thing runs very good for what it is. Definitely cleans good. Like I said, in my opinion, I believe the models that come with the wraparound hose have the best tool suction. Now, let me go ahead and get this thing mounted up. Right. There we go. Well, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this video on the Hoover Spirit Elite. Be sure and stay tuned, and don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.